Fuck it. One more trip into the crypts with my best gear on. Fuck it. It's gonna suck.
Let me go live and let me. What?
So from the videos I saw so far of the game, I think the combat works by you must actually say the spell. You know, like lightning bolt or fireball. You have to actually say the
Oh, really?
yeah. That's
actually
that's why
pretty
you need
cool.
your mic and yeah, it's like voice activated. Are
Desktop
you already
audio.
are you already playing it?
No.
No? Oh.
Game audio capture, desktop audio capture. I'm not already playing it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you're
was just
still waiting.
looking at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came across it a few times. Nice. Ooh, what's this?
Let me.
All right. I'll get this place again. All right. Now I know where to go.
Let me see what its volume's like. Oh, that's pretty good. YouTube audio capture? Oh. Actually, I don't need the YouTube audio capture if I'm doing the desktop capture. Actually, I wonder if I can do an audio capture. Hold on. Hmm. Weird. Whatever. Let's see if anything interesting is going on. Nothing interesting. Jules, someone's
Yeah.
knocking. Get the door.
I'm in the. I can't.
All right,
I'm on.
be right back.
Okay.
Come in. Subway or junior price a little free. On the bottom, what's not loose, it's on the top. It didn't eat the what's the last day. How much are they, Mom? I don't have cash on me.
I don't have cash either. Ask Julie if you have the 20. Just have me a
Joel.
She gives it.
Yeah, I know. Jules. Jules.
So. Why?
Oh, you
It's right there.
Hold on, let me check.
It's there. Damn it. I have like what, 60 bucks? Okay.
Here, you just have this one too.
No, it's okay. Jim, grab.
Alright.
Honey, we'll get the porch your done.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Okay. Here. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Give that kid money. He's asking for soccer gear. Gotta help that kid. It's a big boy going around asking for soccer gear. That's pretty good. What happened? What'd you do, Mateo? Oops.
What are you doing, Tal? You sore? It hurts.
I did free up pump space.
Oh, oops.
I fell.
I don't know what spray you're talking about. Why is it so cold up here? My pizza.
Okay. Sorry, I was alt tabbed.
You good?
What's that?
Nothing. I'm just hanging out. Selling bread.
I don't know if they're gonna attack her.
I don't think they
They're
are.
being weird. They're being weird for sure.
What's weird?
They rode down on horses.
Hmm.
Did you see that? They came about 15 minutes ago, or
Yeah.
30 minutes ago. They, like 20 of them, came down on horses right to this town.
Hmm.
So they might attack some.
Just scouting, you think? Hmm. Hmm. Bronze ingots. Tool blade. Nobody's selling ingots, huh? Selling still ingots. Interior? Fuck. What's up, man? You need a place to stay? Hello? You looking for a home? Hi. Would you like to stay here? How do I ally myself with people? Hey, pizza.
What's up?
How do I ally myself with people?
There's a little ink thing. Inks and
Can I ally you?
yeah.
Oh.
Come down here and press, put up my keystone.
Set
And there's
it
a little
up
hand
and,
ink symbol.
Oh, okay, cool. If you need to go in my house, I guess it's a bakery.
In
So.
order. Let's see it.
Okay. A temple.
Nice. It's a good spot.
Yeah, I've managed to squish everything in here.
Ah. It's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah,
Screenshot.
I like this setup. It was tough to figure it out. And then if you wanted to, you could always destroy this. Because you put it together with your
Yeah.
hands and then put 2 more of the stoves.
I use these workbenches for more storage.
Yeah, they're just for storage, but you could I could take them out and put something else here. I don't know what yet. I'm thinking about a forge and bellows, but not
My
entirely
thing
sure.
is, I need a grain mill. So I'm a big seed guy. I just run out and grab seed.
Let me look, grain mill.
Grain mill. That's what I need in my house, so I would have to replace this hearth with a grain mill. And then I wouldn't be able to cook meat.
Shallow. Well, you could cook meat in the oven. Grain mill. So the grain mill
That's
is
how you make
used to...
horse feed, chicken feed, and flour for bread.
I think I'm gonna actually put a grain mill right here now.
I don't know. So the thing about the grain mill is there's one side that you have to adjust the thing so you get the better quality.
You can't put it outside.
And right now that side, it's easy to like get stuck on because you like pop out to the left. So if you get stuck in one of these townhouses, you just like can't do anything. You have to have someone like come kill you or just lose your stuff.
Where do I donate all this fucking ash?
Ash is huge. It's like it's what mortar is heavy on.
Let me see the grain
A lot
mill.
of clans need ash right now.
What the hell? Build site obstructed by what? Is this an outdoor thing?
Nope, it has to be
No.
enclosed. Come look where mine is. Come take a look at mine real quick, and then it'll give you a better.
Yeah. Can I just put this? If I put the ash in public, will they use it? Be able to use it or no?
Yeah, they would be able to use it actually. So mine's upstairs.
Oh, what a disgusting
And
angle.
this side, this is how you like pump it. And when you get off of it, you just kind of get a soft get off. But this side is how you like do the quality. And watch what happens when I try to get off. I like pop out to the right, so you need room on the left side of the place.
Huh.
If you get stuck while trying to adjust, most people get stuck trying to adjust the tier
What's up,
of food
Cam?
on the side.
Figure out that grain mill. Thanks, pizza. Oops. Wrong house. Let me see this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's do this. Not enough stamina, huh? Stone bricks, 2, so I need 4, the 8. Let's go. Hey, what? Let me see this. How the heck do I use the grain mill? See these wheat seeds? Chicken feed. Coarseness. Chicken feed. Craft duration 1 second. Equine feed. So it's like 2 ticks. It's like 2 ticks.
Okay.
1, 2. No way, did I freeze and crash? I did. I crashed. Oh my god. Oh.
Unemployed. Mudahar's career is over.
Mudahar just got exposed for lying about his job for like 10 years.
Really?
Apparently, he's been lying about his credentials for well over 10 years and deceiving his audience.
I'm a dropout myself. I've never finished university.
Dropout, liar, fraud. A creator by the name of Nick Andros dropped this bombshell, and by golly, let's check it out.
Hey, YouTube isn't my job. Thank God my job isn't YouTube. YouTube is not my job. 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 I use YouTube as a hobby. This is not a job for me, okay?
All right, so if YouTube isn't
Right.
his job, you know,
What does he do?
is his job, you might ask yourself. My guess is like Nintendo reviewer.
So, what is that job?
Judging based on his appearance, I'm assuming he works at like a scam call center. I heard that. I'm just fucking around. It's a joke. We're joking. We're joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. But seriously though, it's probably do not redeem.
If you ask Mutahar's fans, they think he's a cybersecurity expert, an IT professional, a video editor. Ethan said, day trader, there seems to be an awful lot of uncertainty about this definitely real job that Mutahar has.
My apologies for not censoring the J slur, but Mudahar, you can't have the pie and eat it too. You gotta be unemployed in these streets, you dig? Sam?
Mutahar's also insisted throughout his career that he's an engineer.
I'm an engineer. I'm a fucking engineer. I'm a goddamn engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm a fucking engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm only an engineer. Oh, I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm just an engineer.
Tech support stolen valor is crazy.
I'm an engineer.
Wait, did
There's
it actually?
multiple
Hold
types of
on, hold on.
Stolen valor is crazy.
There it is, dude. I'll be real, dude. Just being 100%. Even if Mudahar were to be lying about his job, I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care. It really doesn't matter.
I'm an engineer.
But there's multiple types of engineers, so what kind
So
of engineer
far.
is he?
Hey, I'm a fucking computer engineer. I'm a computer engineer. Dude, I'm a fucking computer engineer.
I'm
I
a
sit
YouTuber.
down
Why are you
with
asking me?
code. And I'm just like a computer engineer.
The dude straight up went through hella transcripts and found out that Mudahar was contradicting himself in quite a bit of them. At first he was saying he was an engineer, then he switched it up as well. Next thing you know, he worked at Blizzard for 7 years.
Oh no, man. Wait, Pirate Software worked at Blizzard? Why ain't you now tell nobody?
Based on what I've read, it's actually illegal to call yourself an engineer if you are not a licensed engineer.
You know what? I heard enough. Toss this dude in jail. Do not pass go, do not collect 200.
For Mutahar to
What?
be a licensed computer engineer, for him to be able to legally call himself a computer engineer, or an engineer in general, he would need a
Real
4-year
shit?
degree, 4 years of training, and to pass the National Professional Practice Exam.
Turns out he really was some ordinary gamer. But it gets even funnier because apparently he's a video engineer too now.
I'm a video engineer now. I think I know how this f***ing works. Speaking out of an engineer, like if I wasn't a computer science engineer, I wouldn't f***ing speak about Elon being an idiot.
You don't need a degree to call Elon an idiot. Like a homeless person outside my 7-Eleven's doing the same thing.
This is why
Yep.
as a cybersecurity engineer,
This guy's like the jack of all trades, Johnny Sins of engineering. The stolen valor thing said earlier is right. It's like he wants to dip his toes into the unemployed drama sphere without, you know, actually feeling like a loser. You know, own up to it. Who cares? They getting mad, you getting rich.
Mutahar clearly wants the prestige of being perceived as an engineer, given that he's been calling himself an engineer for the past 10 years, and he uses this title to make himself more authoritative.
but I'm an engineer. I know how this stuff is going, so I'm not even speaking out of pocket right here, okay? If you want to disagree with me, feel free, but you're actually wrong.
Feel free, but you're actually wrong.
As somebody who is a computer, engineer, somebody who understands computer code, for instance,
It's like that pirate software code meme, and I don't understand shit here, so if anyone smart in the comments wants to enlighten us, go ahead.
like it's a really good explanation of why like I think engineering is like the road to go down when I was studying. I'm like,
So he would have an engineering degree.
I went to university for computer sciences, and that's it. Education background, asking because a lot of CS knowledge.
If he lied to Dr. K, I swear to God I'll be angry. You don't want to see me angry.
Okay, so at least a computer science degree.
I thought when I got into university for a while, and I dropped out like a semester in.
I will say, when I was on Dr. K, I did lie. I have this really bad habit, and I still do it, of even when I'm not good with people, I will lie and say that I'm good with people. And people that I care about, I will lie and say that things are fine, even when they're not fine. And I don't know how to not do it, but it's very hard for me to want to. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. People are like, oh, are you good with this guy? Yeah, we're great. I don't. It's just bad. It's so bad.
Because I was like, okay, no.
Oh, he dropped out after a semester.
Like, I'm a dropout myself.
I'm also not bald.
Never finished university, but I'm not going to dog on like school. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to learn to be valuable. If you're going to be an engineer, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, if you're going to be in the STEM field.
And now he dropped out all of a sudden. It's like he spun a web of lies and, got lost in his own sauce. Some ordinary spider. I don't even know how to explain this.
Freaky,
maybe he
bro.
started out just kind of slightly exaggerating his qualifications, and then he just, got sort of caught in the lie and ended up living it.
I feel like there's a weird misconception. People think I'm like some fucking crazy degree holder. It's like, no. No, I would have been way more in fucking university debt if I went down that far route.
I sure wonder why people might have that impression.
Is it bad if you don't get a STEM degree? Look, I'm gonna sound biased as fuck, but STEM degrees all the way. I'm gonna sound biased because, as an engineer, you want to get the degree that's gonna.
Diamonds are made under pressure, and Mudahar here is still stuck on iron armor. Like, at this point, I'm expecting a classic Mudahar trademarked apology video, and, I hope he grabs a...
Oh, no! I don't want to see Mudahar cry again, bro. Not again. The Switch 2 apology was hard as shit to watch, bro. It was. It was genuinely hard as shit to watch.
Other times he says he's a former engineer.
So, being a former engineer, I virtualize, everything, so I, contain shit. And
Even an ex-engineer.
the coolest ways possible. I'm like a fucking ex-engineer.
But here's the thing. He's been saying he used to be an engineer, or that he worked as an engineer for 10 years.
You know what? F it, I'm unsubscribing from you, Mudahar.
I want to
That's cold, bro. That's cold, bro. Jesus.
share sort of my engineering background with you. I worked as a fucking engineer, right, before I went into this. I also like to mess around with technology. I myself used to be an engineer before I went to the video editing route.
Mutahar started his channel in 2012, the same year he turned 18. By video editing route, he means that he switched careers after his channel began taking off.
Ask any slightly overweight kid in America what they want to be when they grow up. They'll say YouTuber, and somehow, Mudahar thinks he's better than all of us. He's a big boy engineer. Then again, I kind of see his struggle. If somebody asks me in real life what I do for work, I say something stupid like digital marketing.
I worked in film and TV before I still don't have a fancy fucking degree, okay? And there we go, I filmed it, alright? I used my film degree to something.
He calls it a film degree, but
So can you actually not be an engineer without a degree? It says here that you're able to become a software engineer without a formal degree. It says you can work as a software engineer in Canada without a degree. I don't know, man. I mean, I think it might be a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? What are the comments saying real quick? Fed London, personally, I just want to say your videos do not help me at all. Positive clarity, Schrodinger's engineer. Are we sure he never worked at Blizzard? Unemployed people debating whether he was a job or not. He didn't lie. He's a social engineer. Who knew an unemployed would lie about his job? Okay, I still haven't forgotten Muda for telling me not to buy a Switch 2 and then buying one himself on day one. Am I crazy? So you can still be an engineer without a degree, though.
it's actually a 2-year broadcasting/videography diploma he got from Humber College between 2013
Hamburger
and 2015.
College.
Dude, who cares? There's nothing to be ashamed of getting a diploma or like a certificate for cinematography. You're pursuing your passions, Then again, I understand the pressure your parents can put on you, which is more common in Southeast Asian or just any general broad Asian culture. But lying about this is honestly insane.
If he went back to studying to get an actual engineering degree, he never mentioned anything about it. Not a single slip. Mutahar was never a real engineer, but he's been calling himself one for a decade because of tech jobs he supposedly had before 2013 or 2012.
Because I never tell people what I do. I never tell people anything, right? I don't even tell people I'm not an engineer. I haven't been one for years.
This is like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. This is devastating. I thought my slot was handed to me on a silver platter by a professional, not some kind of phony. Rose should have never put on that medallion.
Not the Sonic shoe, dude.
It reminds me of another quote. I used to work Mudahar, the burger flipping engineer. Okay, I heard Mudahar has been deleting his backlog of YouTube videos recently, and now I see this. Damn.
No, I'm video editor. That's how I pay for the strip club in the home.
In 2019, he conflated being a video engineer with being a computer engineer.
I'm a computer engineer, so I really computer video engineer, whatever you want to call it. I'm one of those people. So
again, totally different qualifications.
Now, for those of you who don't know, one of my side hobbies turned basic, general second profession of mine is day trading, swing trading, whatever you want to call it. I like to sit in the mornings, sip my coffee, go on the NASDAQ, see what I can look pre-market, buy, sell, and be done by, 11 or something.
I'm also a crypto master. I trade bitcoins on the side. You cannot be an engineer working a regular 9-to-5 job in an office and, simultaneously freaking be glued to your screen losing hair day trading. You are not Bradley Cooper from Limitless. You are not that guy, pal. You are not.
Yeah, but maybe he has like really strict Indian parents who like watch all of his videos and they're like, we want our son to be very strong and smart like us. We don't want him to be YouTuber. You know what I mean? So maybe he has to lie because he knows his parents are watching and they don't want him to be disappointed, right? So he's been living this lie not to make himself look better, but to make sure his mom and dad don't cry. You know what I'm saying? Hey guys, I forgive him. I forgive him.
That guy.
In 2021, he claimed his job was trading and investing.
My job right now, I just
Trying to tame this chicken.
That's what my job is.
That's like.
Stop protecting retards. You're right. Fuck Mudahar. I always knew there was something weird about that guy.
Something your
I
unemployed
always
bum
knew
friend
there was
says
something
when you're
weird
like,
about
"When are you gonna get a job?" And he's like, "Day trading's a real
Guys,
job."
I'll be worse. Lying about being an engineer is worse than being an actual rapist. We need to send this guy to fucking jail, guys. Right now. Hey, absolutely not. Nope. You know what? I'm unsubscribing to Mudahar right now. Yep, fuck him. Yep, I will not be forgiving him for this. This is bullshit, man. Somebody needs to lock this guy the fuck up.
I invest. That's my job now. I just sort of sit home and invest money.
Now, if I was ashamed of only being a YouTuber, that is the job I'd be claiming to have. When asked by guests on his podcast about his computer work, he claimed it's only a hobby now.
I don't know how much you want to delve into this, but like do you do computer stuff on the side, or that's your main thing?
I literally just invest money. Like I buy property and I invest in.
So it's this Canadian's fault the housing market went up. I get it. No, like it just keeps getting worse and worse. Like at this point, I don't even think Mudahar himself knows what job he's doing.
So before YouTube, Mudahar did the computer programming cybersecurity work he thinks entitles him to call himself an engineer.
First, Dr. Disrespect isn't the doctor, and now Mudahar isn't an engineer. It's over for YouTube.
How many subs do you have on YouTube?
I think like 3
Lots of practice and
4 or 5 million or something.
Okay, so genuine question. It's been like 8 fucking years. So is Doc a weirdo or no? Has there been any proof yet? Hold up, let me Google this. Evidence eventually emerged in June 24 corroborating allegations that Beam had sent sexually explicit messages to a minor. Is that real, guys? But he's so funny watching play Call of Duty. He's so funny playing PUBG though. You know what? Dr. Disrespect is innocent. Guy Beam is the weirdo. I'm gonna separate the art from the artist, man. I'm gonna watch him play Fortnite. I don't care. Hey guys, I'm gonna boot up Rurouni Kenshin too, man. I'm tired of this shit. Same thing with Hulk Hogan. Okay, Terry Balls, whatever the fuck his name is, he's a fucking racist. But Hulk Hogan, he's the goat of wrestling, bro. Fuck it. I'm tired of all these celebrities being fucking weirdos, man. No screenshots or chat logs have publicly been released. Twitch has not made an official statement confirming the exact kind of the messages. The identity of the minor remains undisclosed and no criminal case has been filed. Guys, Grok said it. Do we want to believe Grok? I mean, Grok said that there's been nothing. Grok is pretty smart.
I don't know. 3.5, like 3.5.
Nuxtaku is literal Hitler, but
a million. We'll say that. And you're still doing multiple 9-to-5s where you're running different businesses. You were talking about.
Yeah, I'm the CEO of our own company. Like I'm the CEO of like our own group. We do a lot of like property and.
Some ordinary gamer was on unsubscribed podcast. Also, good God, bro, Brandon oozes sexual energy. I think I just lost my virginity just watching this guy's video.
Like asset investment around where we live.
Now he's a massive real estate tycoon. Like what's going on?
You upload how many videos a week?
A day. Like I upload it every day.
This is why exactly, and why I always.
He really loves bathing in that praise, but
uploading a video a day. Good job, dude. Try uploading 4 videos a day.
It's not enough. He needs to flex more.
Well, that's like the algorithm tell, right? Like when you're like an engineer and somebody.
I've never seen an expo.
Hold up. Get a phone call. Scam detection. Oh, it must be Mudahar. Sorry, guys. Okay, I got all the jokes out of my system. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
They have this magnitude on anybody, and props to this guy. Subscribe to this guy's channel. He like did the work.
Cybersecurity, because that's what you went to school for. You're like, homeboy's very smart. You do actually business, and then YouTube is
YouTube is always like the secondary side gig.
Even the podcast homies don't know the truth.
This guy has a wife. He's a CEO. He works 9 to 5.
You know what the craziest YouTube drama ever was? Dude, Kit Boga versus Mudahar's entire family. Okay, I'm done. There's no
Jules,
more.
can you lower that?
There's no more. They're
Oh,
all
sorry.
out of my system. It's a joke, guys.
and he uploads daily.
He's literally just the
Oh shit, this is an audiobook. I hope that doesn't get you banned or anything.
You know what would happen if Muda didn't go to
I don't
work?
think so.
A business big enough that it could be listed on the NASDAQ goes belly up, disappears, it ceases to exist.
I upload every day and YouTube's not even my job. I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. They're like, yes it is, shut up. Bro.
Even Ethan Klein's spidey senses were tingling.
He has definitely been lying about being an engineer for a decade, benefiting from the prestige, the authority, and the credibility that comes with that label. You don't call yourself an engineer dozens of times. Without specifying, you're talking about programming jobs you did 10 years ago. He's clearly mostly just a self-taught tech enthusiast, not an engineer.
Unlike Mudahar, I'm not a liar. You know, my heads are in the air. I might have been.
I'll be real. I don't care. I mean, guys, I tell people that I was a professional wrestler. What was that, like 6 months, 8 months? How long was that? I don't know. But I maybe wrestled like 2 or 3 matches. Hey, but I'm proud as fuck of those. I got injured. I was a bitch. I sucked. But hey, I can still claim it. I remember my coach Ray, he gave up and he gave me a penny. He did this to everybody. This was like, this was before we even had a ring to wrestle in. We had to wrestle on like the dirt and the grass in a park. And he gave everybody a penny. And he said, you've all now been paid to wrestle. You are now all professional wrestlers. I was like, a fucking American hero. And then he told me, I think you should be a luchador because, yeah, you had a great face to be a luchador. They wear masks, guys. He called me ugly in the nicest way possible.
Guy you put Mr. Who's the Boss in the video.
It might not be illegal for Mudahar to lie about being an engineer, but by any reasonable definition, he is a total fraud.
Like most Southeast Asians, his credentials are sus. Shockingly to absolutely no one, Twitter found this as an excuse to be racist, and, you know, I'm going to stand by my Canadian viewers here for a second. Well, you know, at least the ones that prefer...
Over this last weekend here, Pirate Software had some very interesting things to say about me and my Discord, like accusations that I was allowing people to openly dox Pirate Software in my Discord server, and he provides screenshots as proof. So I figured for this video, why not go over every single thing that he said about me and my Discord and see if Pirate Software is right about these claims. But before that, I'm feeling a bit chilly. Let me get into uniform. They screwed up the brim. It's like oblong. I'm the milkman, and here I am yet again, ready to milk this cow. Now, all jokes aside, this weekend was pretty stressful, and that's because I was under the impression that I received a cease and desist from Pirate Software and a follow-up email saying that they were going to be going forward with legal action. Now, as it turned out, neither of those were actually Pirate Software. Some troll ended up sending those, and completely pulling the wool over my eyes, I genuinely believed it was an actual cease and desist. And so I was working with a lawyer to communicate with Pirate Software lawyers and go through what I thought to be the beginning of that process. And at first, I did think it was a fake cease and desist, but one of the things that they mentioned, which Pirate Software also mentioned, was that I was going to be, you know, accused with doxing Pirate Software. And I was doubtful, but then followed up after I finally read that message, Pirate Software went on this huge tirade, putting in his announcements on his public Discord all about that apparently I've been cultivating and allowing a community that doxes Pirate Software. So with those two things so close together, I just took it at face value and acted accordingly, which meant that I shut up. There's a second part to the interview that I had with the Blizzard employee that was also a roommate of Pirate Software's, which will be going live probably tomorrow here. But that was paused, as well as the response to anything that he was saying, because I needed to speak with a lawyer first, get it all figured out, and now that we can talk. What did Pirate Software accuse me of? Now, for the most part here, when we're looking at the timestamps, just go ahead and look at the day, because I've been receiving screenshots of all this from various different people in different time zones. So Pirate Software in his Discord did an @everyone context. A content creator called Quinthio is continuously farming ad revenue by making false claims and drama content about me. Recently, he claimed that Kronos broke TOS by giving bit/subs to the Giga Train in April. Kronos used his own money to do this, and he can do whatever he likes with that money. Below is some information with receipts about all that to refute the false claims about the situation. This creator has changed his entire brand into Pirate Software hate content for profit as shown in image 4. Number 1, prior to this year's April 1st Giga Train going live, I made the announcement that I would be receiving 0% of the profits. Of the profits from the train, 50% would be going to the moderation team and 50% would be given to the Ferret Rescue. This announcement was made on March 29th, 2025, so the community was well informed of this. You can find this attached as image 1. The total income from the Giga Train was $75,000, rounded up to the nearest thousand. This means that half the train was $37,500, and that amount was then split 15 ways to all the staff besides myself. This means each staff member received $2,500. This was announced to the community on April 9th, 2025. You can find this attached as image_2. Kronos threw 75,000 bits, 100 tier 1 subs, and 40 tier 3 subs during the Giga Train at around level 60 plus. He bought all of these in Great British pounds, I think, which came out to 2,085 pounds or $2,815 after conversions. You can find these transactions attached as image 3. And he continues on number 4. Further, subs are not a one-to-one conversion and neither are bits. Subs come out to about 68% of the overall contribution coming through, and bits normally are 82% when purchased in USD. However, doing this through GBP makes the conversion much worse. This means you're spending 295 pounds or $399 to get $250 in bits, which is a 62% conversion rate. So in total, Kronos spent $2,800 to add approximately $1,830 if we assume a generous 65% conversion, which means in total, Kronos spent $2,800 to add $1,800 to the value of the Giga Train, which was then cut in half to $915 because half was given to the rescue, and split 15 ways to all staff members as $61. All staff are paid in USD and must convert to their own currency, which is another loss on top of this. Each conversion reduces the total income of any staff member that wishes to do this. TLDR, no, Kronos was not directed to do this. No, he was not compensated for this. Yes, he lost money doing this. No, the Twitch terms of service was not broken. No matter how many people try to claim otherwise, you now have the receipts and math to prove this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So now, let's go over that real quick again. I'm just going to address a couple of things. Firstly here, he said recently he claimed that Kronos broke terms of service by giving bit/subs to the Giga Train in April. Kronos used his own money to do this and can do what he likes with that money. And at the very end here, he's referencing the same thing. No, Kronos was not directed to do this, etc. No, the Twitch terms of service was not broken. Now, he doesn't at all refute any of the accusations that I had made, and I should say speculatory accusations, which I'll show you in a moment. And honestly, he doesn't need to address those because I put out 2 separate videos, one of which where I go through each point I made of possible Twitch terms of service breakages with an actual ex-Twitch employee who tells me I'm wrong in every single one of those ways. So here's where that segment starts, where I start addressing each of the terms of service things I was pointing out, and I'm just gonna show you a few clips from her responses and then me reacting to that. Even with that kind of like thought process, that doesn't change the fact that at a fundamental level on the Twitch service, it was not a direct exchange for finances.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, that's the way that Twitch should enforce it, but that's not how this is written.
Okay.
That's the messed up thing about the terms of service. These are the things that I was constantly fighting while I was at the because they need to be more explicit about this. Because yes, they are making these bits donations in lieu of a payout later on. Like, they know they're going to get paid back. They didn't send 10,000 bits for an Apple gift card.
That's all this is planned to cover.
It is seriously messed up.
Okay, well, totally fair. So in my head, when I see viewership inflation, that for me also at that time included a hype train's level, because you would assume the assumption is those are the viewers that are donating in, and that isn't the moderators, that isn't, you know, working together to do that.
I wish. Part of viewership tampering is anything that can play into your stream analytics. So we're talking things like chat activity. Like, that is another metric that can be tampered with.
Is revenue from donations not considered?
No, because it's not viewership.
Interesting.
That's just straight revenue.
Misrepresenting the source, identity, or content of information transmitted via the Twitch services. He misrepresented, he faked being somebody else.
Yeah, and sadly, this tends to only work the opposite direction. So lying upward is what you get in trouble for. Lying downward, you do not get in trouble for. And they see that as trying to protect your real identity. So it's not hiding who you are because I'm a moderator and I can't let people know I'm a moderator. They see that as, yes, you want to not have people know that you're a moderator.
So those were clips showcasing each separate point that I had made originally when I was speculating and saying, hey, we're waiting to hear back from someone who reached out to you that worked at Twitch. And on top of that, this is how I ended our interview. And I mean this. Thank you. Because these are corrections to the arguments that I made. But more than that, it's very good to know that, like, a bit of an understanding of the intentions of these TOS guidelines as opposed to how I interpreted them based on the situation. It's cool to know that that's where they're coming from, and it makes more sense given the context. So to my complete and utter dismay, I was wrong about every single Twitch terms of service. Where I thought it could be broken, it ends up being that the reason that those were written the way that they were was for a completely different reason. And honestly, I kind of expected that I'd at least be wrong on a couple of them, but you know, maybe I guess not all of them. But it's good to know why these terms of service were written the way they were. Moreover, why there probably isn't going to be any consequences sent Pirates' way from Twitch. I think that that was ample enough proof that I for sure clarified that I was wrong about those speculations and made it pretty damn clear. But not only that, I also clarified that in the video that I covered with Legal Mindset. Really quick, just wanted to show you how I prefaced this part in the original video. Pirate Software just got caught. This is where I bring up the potential terms of service breakage. This is what I say. Now, let's talk about that Twitch terms of service and if this is breaching that terms of service. Now, this hinges on the hypothesis that Kronos is getting paid back by Pirate through these bit donations that he did. And again, reached out to see if someone from Twitch can actually better clarify if any terms of service were broken. So at this moment, this is all just speculation and I don't have any other confirmation. Now, you can call me whatever you'd like. You can call me a milkman. You can call me a drama farmer. I don't really care. But if you want to say that I was fully claiming that you broke Twitch terms of service and was acting like that was a fact, I'd love to see that proof. But also, here's that Legal Mindset clip. This isn't, I'm not trying to ask you to speculate, but it's very interesting to see the fact that this isn't. So coming from, and you haven't seen it, so I'm not expecting you to know about it, but the essential understanding about the terms of service and why they're written as they were was to protect and mitigate from like direct examples of fraud. So for instance, that exchange of bits for real currency that we were kind of talking about, it's not even the idea that Kronos understood that he might be receiving a payment back. It's just, did you donate the bits to receive an Apple gift card? Like that, right. Like that's the bare bones, you know, is this a you know, almost like a telecom scam kind of thing and protecting themselves from that. So I think it's fair to say, yeah, I made it very clear. As a matter of fact, I was clarifying to Legal Mindset about what the Twitch terms of service meant per my, you know, learning from the ex-Twitch employee to make sure that we were on the same page. Going back to Pirate's announcement, he says, prior to this year's April 1st Giga Train going live, I made the announcement that I would be receiving 0% of the profits. So all of these messages here, this announcement was made on March 29th. So 2 days before the hype train went live, and he's saying the community was well informed with this. Very interesting. Now, the funny thing about that is that's the message that I was showing Legal Mindset in this video. Here's that message right here. I show them this information. A large point of my video was showcasing that info of you making that announcement. We were showing that to showcase that, yeah, Kronos had incentive to raise a lot of money. On top of that, I made a point in this video to say, hey, if he just started with this and said, hey, this is this public announcement, people knew, and it was made clear even in the VOD that we looked at together, I wouldn't have made that video with Legal Mindset, but he didn't do that. Instead, he just backed up and said Kronos can do what he wants with his own money. He's a grown man. If he wants to give money back to his boss immediately after receiving a paycheck, that's totally fine, and I don't see anything scummy or strange or shady with the fact that my moderator on an alternate account was donating and was just full on in that same TTS. Like, what's weird about that? But again, just check out this video and you will get truly all the information that he's pointing out, as well as the other stuff that I tackle with Legal Mindset, where we go into talking about the Federal Trade Commission and deceptive business practices, and how Kronos, by keeping the train alive in the DMs, was potentially doing something of that nature. Now you can see down here at the bottom of his message, those are the receipts in the bottom left, the announcement I just showed you in the top left, and then him talking about the 75,000 from the Giga Train. And then the bottom right is just a screenshot of my channel, which has kind of gone around a bit. Now, as for me being a Pirate Software hate channel, anybody can just look at the titles and thumbnails of my videos, and because of that, I've shown up on Asmongold streams, I've shown up on Tectone, on YouTube Reddit, on YouTube Drama. Atozy just made a video also talking about what I'm sharing today, and if you just
I'm just kind of looking around right now.
I don't blame you. Cool. I look like every other drama slop tube that's out there. I've just happened to have been posting just about every single day. Now, the reason for that is not because I have some deep-rooted hate for Pirate Software. It's because I believe that every time there's an update, there's an audience that is interested to hear about that update, and there's enough in it that I can make a full-length video going into it. As a matter of fact, if you go on Twitter or these Reddit threads and you find one of these posts talking about my videos or screenshotting them, there's a lot of people in the comments saying, hey, I know the thumbnails are bad, I know the titles are bad, but if you actually watch the content, it's incredibly useful. He's not rehashing things. He's actually being very objective. He's giving credit to Pirate where it's due. But yeah, a good chunk of my content is going and looking at the behavior or actions that Pirate Software has been taking and being critical about it. because there's things to be critical about. Matter of fact, we had to freeze the Pirate Software drama thread on our Discord for a little bit because people were being shitty for no reason. And I addressed it in this message. I just want to read a few excerpts here. So we had to pause the drama thread and make some adjustments as we have about 3x the people we had just a week and a half ago. The moderators we have here have, for the most part, not had to deal with this kind of workload in truly over a year. I wasn't available as we had some shit happen earlier this morning. I apologize for this and sorry for needing to restrict the channel momentarily while we sorted that out and I was caught up on the events. Again, I'm sorry for mistakes made by the mod team and that we had to resort to freezing discussion. Don't plan to ever have to do this again as I really value the useful discussion and information gathering you guys have helped a lot with. I really love the community we're cultivating, want to keep that going. And so I go on talking about, hey, you know, if a mod is telling you to do something or to stop doing something, you stop doing it because people weren't being respectful of our moderators. I then talk about separating our mega drama thread, so information, which is now a bit slower, and this one that has memes so that people can kind of lay back and just shoot the shit and they can talk about, you know, gripes that they have or just any other surrounding information. And then specifically down here, I say, I want to reiterate that although, for example, with the Pirate Software drama, there has been actions Pirate has taken that people hate, this is not a hate Discord server. You can disagree and criticize the actions without being hateful 24/7. As per my videos, I'm going to agree with the guy where it makes sense, and mainly just do my best to give you all the info. If you choose to hate the guy, go for it, completely your decision. But on this server, try to keep the shitting on someone constantly to a minimum. Outside of them, of course, doing something worth shitting on. Also, don't go hopping in his stream to say crazy shit or fuck with him or his fans. It just isn't worth it. Don't harass any of the people I cover. That's lame. Let their actions speak for themselves. And if you really don't like the person, especially an online figure like Pirate, just don't engage. Not watching is infinitely better than giving them free engagement by leaving a message. And then down here, you guys can see that I have this edited. Let me hover over that timestamp. So this was the same day that this was posted, July 22nd. 3:04 p.m. I corrected it at 3:18 to change because we changed the names of the channels. Originally, the two channels were named Main and Discussion, and that was a bit confusing, so we changed them to Info and Memes. Those were the edits. Now, just really quick, Kronos, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just send me a screenshot of that timestamp you can hover over like I just did to show me when you edited those previous messages that you sent me to get more context about your guys' messages. I could be wrong, but it looks like you unfriended me on Discord, so I'm just hoping, you know, if you don't want to do it through that, just at me on Twitter, you know, any way that you can get it in front of my eyes. Would really appreciate it and could clarify a bit more for you. But now let's dive into the nitty-gritty, the stuff you came for. Pirate Software directly accused me, my moderation team, and community. Now I'm going to start this off by reading through all of his messages, and then I'll show you guys the screenshots that he sent in as well, and then we'll go into this. Now for the 1-2 punch against this, or sorry. Now for the 1-2 punch against this bullshit. Quinthio's Discord has people actively doxing me in it. His moderation team is aware of this and has been encouraging it as shown in the images. They've also been digging into Shay and her job as a secondary attack vector. In image 1, Shelf Related, who is a mod, asks for doxing info directly. We forwarded all of this to Discord Trust and Safety as a result. We've also banned all of the users that were taking part of this from our Discord. Screenshots below with the images blocked out. Now he's directly addressing me here and I'll show why. It's because I was putting messages out in my Discord at the same time that he was doing this on his, because I was getting screenshots sent, and he says, "No, Quinthio. My address is not public information, and your users are distributing it on your Discord while the mods encourage it. They didn't just go after me and Shay either, they went after our moderation team too, as shown here. You cannot bullshit this away. Leave me and my team the fuck alone." Very intense accusations that my community was doxing Pirate Software in my Discord and that my mods were actively encouraging it. Jeez. It would be a shame if every point that he made here had ample screenshots and evidence to show the direct opposite. That would be a bummer, wouldn't it? Well, for somebody. So this is the first screenshot that he sent in. And so Amplifox here says, "Fuck, I can't even redact everything except the quote because just searching it on Google leads directly to it, lol." And so here's Steampunk Ollie in my Discord says, "So it's a publicly available document?" Amplifox says, "Yes." Ollie responds that anyone could find. And then Nico Zero responded here, "Consider sending this privately to a mod if you're that concerned." Then Amplifox says, "But it includes info on Shay's job, which I don't like linking to." Following below that, someone responding says, "Tell the keywords we do the searching, that's fine as well." And then Shelf down here at the bottom says, "Send it specifically to me so I can get the tea earlier than everyone." Now what I've decided to do is I jumped back a little bit further behind the screenshot that Pirate Software showed in his video to show you guys a bit of more context context and what the community was thinking about when this information was coming up. So that same person, they've changed their name, but this is that same profile picture. They're saying, I'm seeing something saying the ferret rescue was formed in 2019, but the stream didn't start until 2023. Is this known? A little bit of further context, they were going into the fact that the ferret rescue that Pirate Software has isn't listed under as a 501c, or it's not registered, something along those lines. Again, I'm not super sure. I haven't done a deep dive into it myself, so take that with a grain of salt, but that's what they were going into detail about, and that's what included Shay, since Shay is a part of the team taking care of those ferrets at the rescue. I believe she's an employee for it. But that same person says the source is a bit too much of a dox for me to feel comfortable linking, but it would be information from Shay. Ollie responds, do you mean information Shay has given you or that has been found by someone else? What's the significance of the 4-year gap? They respond, information given to a third party by Shay and released as a sort of mini bio. Ollie says, okay, what if any significance is there? They say the time frame of the creation of the ferret rescue, and they said, yeah, but what are we thinking the 4-year gap means? They say, wasn't someone paying to see registration of rescues, so to give them a timeline to look for? Wasn't the idea that it was founded recently the reason they believe it wasn't in their list? I don't exactly know what this message is, but they continue down. And Ollie says, so I'd suggest if you think it's genuinely valuable information, it should go in the main thread. And I think if you're trying to provide useful information, context is important. So Ollie says, I think most of us here had no idea what you were trying to indicate with what you were saying. And then this person here also said, also side note, why are we still fixated on someone who isn't a part of the drama other than being a ferret herder / PS girlfriend or whatever, especially if you're getting into doxing territory? 4 people gave that an upvote there. And then another community member here says, if you're that worried about posting your info for fear of potential doxing, it's probably not worth it, mate. Editor Connor here just wanted to provide a side note and also show you that, yeah, we are still taking this seriously. Nico Zero and Steampunk Ollie have actually been brought on as mods as well, because they've showcased and gone above and beyond and have been very vocal about making sure that people aren't sending dox information, or even if they believe it's going to be close to something of that nature. These guys did an excellent job at, you know, being on top of that. We really appreciate it, and we think that they'd be a great help to us. Just wanted to throw that in there, let you guys know. Sorry for the context interruption, but back to the video. And then someone else here said, pretty sure he said he wasn't posting the info at all to begin with, so it wasn't ever getting posted. And you can see here the community itself is going, okay, but let's keep it level here. We don't like doxing. Nico here says, right, so why even mention it? If it's that hot and from what he's told us, very little value, seems high risk, low reward for me. And they reply back themselves, the info itself isn't bad, just the source is too much to justify what little would be gleaned from it. Basically, that there has been a claim from Shay that they started the rescue in 2019. And then Ollie, here again, I'm not trying to be a dick to you, by the way. My point is just that giving unspecific information with no context just opens things up for misinterpretation and adding confusion. So general advice, if you think it's of value, be clear and specific so people can understand and follow up. And they said, I don't know, guess I just wanted to put out what I thought had any value, then table the source. And so again, they continued asking, what do you think the value is? None. And then Nico again here saying, don't post links that may dox, as Amplifox has alluded to. And even someone here saying, do you have any links to that source, talking to them? And so this person sarcastically back, lol, what? He said he won't post because it might be a dox. So please post the dox so we can verify. And then this is where we get into what was screenshotted. So it's a publicly available document. Yes, that anyone could find. Continuing on. And so the message here was deleted. It was deleted by the individual that had posted it. That was not us. And then we have Shelf here saying, send it specifically to me so I can get the tea earlier than everyone. Then you're going to see him riffing with that person. Shelf about to get 300 pics of my butthole, and him sending this. Shelf is a jokester. He's a shitter. He says stupid stuff. Matter of fact, I even called him out a little bit like a week or 2 ago because our Discord went from like 500 members to 1,500. So there was a huge jump. And we had a conversation being like, hey, we can't always, you know, just be shooting this shit or saying something like this because it can get taken out of context and misconstrued now, like it literally just has. Shelf is not a very serious person. And so him saying, send it specifically to me so I can get the tea earlier than everyone is very on par for the course. For example, here is Shelf saying, move on from the topic before I circumcise you next. Next up, another separate time. Hey, I get we do have a little bit of justified hate against Pirate, but let's not cyberbully someone because we're suspicious that they're a potential spy. That's my job. Next one here, how many spies do you have in Pirate's Discord? Exactly 12,102. -1 just
Beer back,
died.
Aaron.
And then we have this one here. It was a gentleman here saying, I think I'm the bad guy. I made the video debunking the fridge video, etc., etc. And Shelf responded, yeah, it is your bad. I'll see you in the ban appeals. Also, everything you're seeing from my mod Shelf, all of these are 12 hours ahead. So if you're noticing the timestamps look a bit wonky, he's 12 hours ahead of my time here. So if you're you're seeing things like, oh, this happened on the same day, or this like somehow happened a day after Pirate said something, or anything like that, that's how you know. If you're seeing screenshots with those timestamps, it's because I received them from Shelf or from other people in my Discord. But I'd already spoken with Shelf because I was getting a bit nervous about, you know, him making jokes and how that could be taken out of context, because he does. He acts like a shithead, and that's just how he's been. He's been with me since literally a year ago now, and he's the longest standing mod that I've had in this community. But not just that, let me show you how Shelf, you know, one of our moderators, reacted to seeing that information and talking about what is a potential dox. Now, I've been throwing around this word a lot, doxing, so I think it's best to continue this by first addressing and defining exactly what doxing is. So this is coming directly from Merriam-Webster. And this is dox, to publicly identify or publish private information about someone, especially as a form of punishment or revenge. With that being defined, I'm going to show you guys the messages between Shelf and this person. You know, he's like, oh, give me the tea. Now, sometimes you're going to see these messages blocked by this, and that is Shelf just showcasing the timestamps of when he edited these messages, because we're not trying to make it seem like he went back and changed things to make himself look better. He's just showing when these were edited. I'm assuming it was typos, things like that. Again, take it for what it's worth, but he's just showcasing when he was editing these messages. So this is that intro message here. So they say, like I said, I don't know if there is much, but the 2019 claimed seemed a little interesting because I've never seen it before. Obviously, doxing Shay's job is super scummy, so don't share it or I'll never send you butthole pics. Shelf says, yeah, better not. Sending this over will be getting us into really weird territories and might bring another JOP to harass people for more info. Now, this JOP that they're referring to is a guy that was on our Discord that was trying to push people to give him private information that other people might have had about pirate software. They go on to say, I found it because I was just looking into ferret rescues in Washington, and then they go into depth comparing this rescue to others, and I'll block it out just for the sake of doing it. And then Shelf says, I would like to ask about the relevance of looking into Shay's background though. This is probably public information, but I would want to know if it's even appropriate to talk about. They responded back, kind of a rabbit hole stemming from trying to see if Jason's rescue is even a registered rescue. Continuing on, Shelf says, I see. I don't know if that is 100% relevant. Getting into really scary territories. I don't believe PS is a saint, but I feel like digging into this, I'm assuming he says digging into this in particular, might land us in hot water. Shelf says, yeah, better keep this on the down low just in case some of this information is relevant. I know Shay is involved with PS, but unless I'm missing some information, I don't think her personal life should be digged into since she's not particularly involved with this subset of drama. This person then makes an allegation, which I can't confirm or anything like that, so I'm just gonna keep it blocked. Shelf responded, here's him showcasing that timestamp for when this was edited. Yeah, I think better not involve their information into the situation because blank probably comes off of being creepy, and we don't want people thinking this community will go on witch hunts to anyone involved closely with pirate. They said everything I say has been generated by AI. I think that's like them trying to like cover their side or something, I don't know. And then Shelf says, gotcha. So in the case of Shelf related, I think I would consider that a very respectful exchange of conversation there and saying, yeah, this probably isn't a good idea to post since by their own admission, this was publicly doxing Shay's job. I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you think that Shelf conducted himself in a proper way here? I would say so. So now we're getting back into the other screenshots that were included in that second part of Pirate Software's announcement, talking about and alleging the doxing. And these are the other three as they're all relevant to the same person. So Jglow, that was in my Discord, said, nah, all you need is a weather map of the precipitation that day and the time he posted it online. Now, Pirate has blocked these out. And then Jay says, see the rain, LMAO. And then he follows up, yes, also because there's a rock in the background of the one he posted. So here, Jglow is specifically talking about finding where Pirate Software lives. But what is he specifically talking about? Like, what is he referencing here with something about, you know, precipitation and the time he posted it online? What is that? That's referencing a picture that Pirate Software himself posted. Editor Connor here trying to give a bit more context. So the images that you're seeing here, I have censored the date of which they were posted because I'm trying to be respectful and not allowing, you know, how Jglow described he found Pirate's address to be directly included in this video. But just so we're all clear, this wasn't like we pulled these out of an archive. These tweets are still fully public on Pirate Software's Twitter. The whole reason I'm making a point of that is it will be important later. But back to the video. What you're looking at right now is Pirate Software on his stream looking on his own Twitter to show people a tweet that he himself posted